Sketchy. Hello. Welcome back to Sketchy. This is Josh. My 2022 Cartoon Duck Advent Calendar continues. Today with a beloved subject, Launchpad McQuack. From DuckTales, from Darkwing Duck, from your fondest dreams. The great pilot and adventurer, Launchpad McQuack. So this video is a little longer than usual for a single subject, and that's because I did this twice. I went back and revised this. You're seeing my first pass, which was just straight up kind of a portrait based on multiple sources, really. I liked, he does that little salute thing with his hand, but I wanted him I wanted to see full body, so I combined a few different sources into this picture, and then ultimately decided that this was... I was happy with the way it came out. It looks fine and recognizable, but sometimes I just want to be a little more adventurous. I'm drawing a lot of ducks this month, and sometimes I have more time than others to create the image, and sometimes I just want a portrait or a simple, a simple representation. But I figured with Launchpad, this is a pretty special one. This is a childhood favorite for a lot of kids, a lot of former kids, and I wanted to do something special, so I came back to this one wanting to achieve something more dynamic. So here we go. I guess we're going to color in this one now. Again, I don't think this one was unsuccessful. It captures the personality, and it even has a little bit of energy and motion in it. It's not just stagnant, but I thought I could do better, and you'll see in just a few moments where that led me. I found that it's usually worthwhile to revisit a picture. Not every time. I don't like to second guess myself. If I'm happy with the way something comes out, I'll publish it. And most of this stuff, the fan art and the social media stuff, I'm not talking here about commissions or jobs. I'm just talking about this art that I do every day to keep myself frosty and to keep myself out there and visible on social media and such. I'll know when it's time to do it again. I'll know when I'm not satisfied. I'll draw something, I'll have a session, I'll export the finished picture to my phone, and I'll go about my day, get other work done or go do something, and then I'll come back and I'll just take a peek at my phone and I'll look at the drawing, when a few hours have passed. And I'll know that works, on to the next thing, or I got to revisit that. Sometimes it's just like, even here, you're going to see when we get to the finished drawing, I fixed his leg. There's little tweaks that I make on almost every drawing. But sometimes a lot's got to change, or I've got to revisit the thing completely from scratch. So we're just about done with this one. And then it is on to the next. And you'll see, there's the finished version of that piece. Now, unfortunately, I guess, looking at the way this is all rendered together, I did not record the drawing, the initial sketch. So I'm sorry about that, but here's the inking stage, which for me is really a pencil stage, but the line art stage, where I take my rough sketch and I turn it into line art, and then I will color it. I wanted something more exciting and dynamic. This isn't from a specific thing, so this I had to this is a completely invented picture of Launchpad. It's not taken from an episode or a promotional piece. This is purely from the noggin. Of course, it helped that I drew the other picture of him and I had the design in my head. But yeah, I just thought this would be more fun to look at, and any chance to draw weird Lovecraftian tentacles is fun. I think maybe they're a little too angular. I chose not to draw the 2017 redesign of Launchpad because I'm just, I'm an 80s kid, and I remember the original version. I liked the redesign. I think he looks cool, but I just had to go with old school Launchpad. But then I think when in an attempt to stylize these tentacles, I made them very angular, which just felt right at the time, just kind of came out that way. And I feel like that is definitely more in tune with the 2017 DuckTales reboot. But that's neither here nor there. I think it came out fine. I think it looks good. And now I'm going to color. There is so much left of this video. I'm hoping I didn't put these clips out of order, and that we're not maybe I did record the sketch stage and we're going to see that afterwards. I don't think so. I think everything's in order, and I think unfortunately I didn't capture that, or I lost the file or something. All sorts of crazy stuff happens trying to get video off of an iPad. The way I do it, just because of probably because of my ignorance, is that I draw on an iPad, and it's just built right into iOS that you can record your screen, and that works great. It just creates a video file in your albums, and then but I don't have to, but the process that works for me, that I figured out, is airdropping those videos then onto my phone, and then hooking my phone up to my PC and using a third-party application, which is called Phone Tool, and it just makes it so much easier to get video off of iOS. It's just such a nightmare using native Apple tools. It seems like they just don't want you to interact with a PC. They certainly don't make it easy. But there's third-party software that makes it real easy to copy those videos over. So now they've traveled through 2 devices to get onto my PC. And then I have to figure out the time lapse. I take them onto a timeline here in Magic's Vegas. It's formerly Sony Vegas, which is weird. I know most people use Premiere or some other video software. A lot of people are on Macs, and so they're using those tools that are available on Mac, iMovie or whatever. And but I just, for some reason, back when I started doing fun with shorts, I had Vegas. It was just I think it's because I used Vegas audio software. I used to record a lot of weird audio dramas and comedy albums and things when I was in college. And so I was already using the Sony software. And so Sony Vegas, now Magic's Vegas, is just where I learned how to edit video. And so that's just where I go now. That's just where I make all my videos. I probably could do better as far as software platforms, but it works for me. And I'm old now, so I want to do what works for me. Leave me alone. Get off my back. So I drag the video onto that timeline and then use a velocity envelope to create the time lapse, sometimes faster than others, because it is an hour or 2 for each of these drawings, and I like to get it down to a few minutes, so I can present multiple videos a week. And we are come to the end of this now. We are come to the end of this. And I thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this. This was a fun one, and I'll see you next time on Sketchy. Bye.